Hi, this is EJ with DJ Star Tarot with your daily reading for February 6, 2018 for all 12 Zodiac signs. And you have Thinker. Some of you are thinking, strategizing, analyzing a situation that you're in. Is the situation around you a relationship or a career? And I feel like you're trying to come up with a strategy. And so you're thinking, well, what direction do I go in? How do I know if I'm on the right path? How do I know if my partner is the right partner? Why are these things happening? And so you're strategizing and you're analyzing. And if you sit still in a quiet place for just, even 5 minutes, just quiet your mind, quiet, no noise, you will see that that path that you're on is the right path. If you have chosen a partner that has the same things in common that you have, that you have enough common ground to go off, then that partner may be right for you. Do you communicate? Do you laugh at the same things? Do you see the future in the same way? Do you, like the same things? And that's what you have to think about when you're choosing a partner. Now, when you're choosing a career path, sometimes we just choose a career, or actually we just accept a job because we need a job. We need to survive. And I get it. I've been there. I'm there now. Even though this is what I've been doing for so many years, I just accepted the job and moved to another state because I needed a job. And so I get that people do that, and then you're at this job and you're like, this isn't the right place for me. And maybe it's not even the job, it's just the company, it's the people you work with. And for some of you, it is the job. It's not what you went to school for. It's not what you wanted to do. What I went to school for, I am not doing. So yeah, I get it. This is life. It's real life. And sometimes people don't understand it. When you try to tell them, look, I went to school for this, but I'm working in this, and I can't get into the field that I went to school in because I don't have the experience. But I don't have the experience because no one gives me an opportunity. And that sucks. It really does. And it happens. It's how it is in this life. And that's what it is with real life. It is important to sit down and do it and have a plan and have and strategize and focus on the steps that you're going, to focus on the steps that you want to take to be prosperous, right? Write down what it is that you really want to accomplish. What is it? And start attracting that abundance, okay? Sometimes we get stuck in this everyday life of having to get up and go to work and pay the bills, and that we can't see what's enjoyable anymore. And if we take the time, write down what it is we want and proclaim it, you're going to triumph. It may take long. It may take longer than you want it to, but in the right time, the opportunity will open. I say that to myself every day. For instance, yesterday I went to work and had absolutely nothing to do. I just sat there, and I literally fell asleep, and I never do that, in my chair, in my office, and I almost hit my head. That's how I knew I fell asleep. I was like, whoa, what happened here? So yeah, it's boring. I hate that job, and I get how people feel. I understand. And if I could change the world, if I can be that one recruiter to say, hey, you just finished school. This is what you love. This is your passion. I see it. I'm going to give you that job. If I can do that, if I can change that, I would. If I can go out and help all these single moms and, and even if you're not single, right? If I could go out there and help you and guide you and direct you in the path that you can go on, I would. I definitely would. If I had a company, trust me, I'm going to hire the ones that really have the passion for the job, not the ones that just need a job, right? Well, you need a job, and I may hire you, but for something different, for something and close to the field that you're in, if I have that availability. That's what I would do. And, sometimes it gets, like I said, you lose focus, you lose faith, you lose the direction that you want to go in, and you get into this thinking mode. And then you start to analyze and strategize, and you're like, well, what could I do differently? How do I get in that field? But it's not that for you to do anything differently. It's the matter of these companies, these recruiters that they have, are not giving you the opportunity to gain the experience to get into that industry. That's the problem. It's not you. It's not your resume. It's not that you don't have the education. It's the fact that there's so many recruiters out there that they see how you look and they don't give you an opportunity. Or and I had said this before in another video. I was a recruiter. I worked in HR. I saw how they discriminate. I see how they pick certain people, and they'll love the resume, but once they see the person, they're like, no, they don't fit in they're not pretty enough, or they don't dress proper enough, or whatever it may be. And trust me, it does happen. It does. And that's pretty sad that it does, but it does. I've been there, done it. It's done to me. It's been done to me. I've seen it happen to others. So your next card is why. Why is this happening? I don't know. Because it's the power. It's the power that they have. But, you're thinking of a strategy, and you're coming up of a plan. And this is, this is going to motivate and drive your intention to the power of knowing why. Okay. And you're going to understand once you sit in a quiet space. You'll see the clear, you'll get the clear knowing about why, because you're looking for answers, and you're like, I don't understand. They see my resume, they talk up this big hype when they call me, but when I go in, it's something different. Trust me, it's not you, it's them. And you're wondering why. What's most more important, is it someone that wants to do the job, or someone that doesn't even have experience and doesn't want to do the job? And that's what happens, is they do hire these people, and then guess what? They made a mistake, and it always happens. But you need to be clear about what it is you want, set your intentions, and be a magnet to miracles, and motivate yourself every single day. And yes, I understand it's easier said than done. I know. And for those of you that are looking for that perfect relationship, that, nothing is perfect. But if you motivate each other and you find that same interest and that common ground, then you can have a better relationship. Is there such thing as those beautiful, perfect relationships? No. It may seem so on the surface, but not in the inside. Not when they close the doors. And know that, it's just, like I said, if you find that one person that you have things in common, you understand each other, there's communication there, there's laughter, that's a good partner. Okay? And know that for some of you, the miracles and the deep understanding of your needs and how to get them met, they're buried within. They're buried within, and you're wanting to know how to bring them out. Well, if you start to think and strategize and come up with a plan, then you'll see how. You'll see the why in all of that. And then things will change. And it'll take one step at a time. But, change happens, and then you're going to have that extraordinary life. Well, maybe not an extraordinary life, but a happy life, a content life. And maybe for some of you, you will have an extraordinary life. I don't know. Maybe you will have that blessing come from above and be like, bam, there you go. And you're like, wow, that rush, that excitement, and it gets you going, and then you just strive, and it's exactly what you want. For some of you, that may happen. The next card you have is, I'm going to set it here, a change in the wind. Know that there is an unseen change that has been initiated, and it's preparation for you, okay? Awareness that your plans are not firm in ground, as you see here. You're sitting here thinking, you're strategizing, you're trying to figure out why, and the change is happening in the background, as you see. And it may be a shift in a different direction that you may not even have thought about. And you're like, whoa, why didn't I think about this? But that needs to happen, right? You need to get to the point that you're in to plan and strategize so that this shift can happen and take you into the direction that you need to go in. You know, it took me about a year to find a job, right? I kept going to interviews. Oh, you're perfect. Your resume's awesome, blah, blah, blah. And then they're like, oh, but we can't afford you. Well, why did you call me then? Like, that's the attitude I had. I didn't say it. I did want to say it, but I didn't want to blow my chance in case the other candidate didn't show up. And I was like thinking to myself, well, why the hell did you call me? You saw my resume. You're obviously, you know, you tell me my personality is amazing, but yet I don't get the opportunity because you can't afford me. Wow. So yeah. So it took a year for me to find a job in a whole other state. Mind you, I didn't even have a place to stay. I just took the job because I needed it. I was so far behind in bills. And, you know, my youngest daughter, who was only 17 at the time, had 2 jobs to try to help pay for the bills. You know, I have amazing kids, but, you know, she really stepped up. And I didn't even ask her, you know, God bless her. I didn't even ask her. She just did this on her own. And I felt horrible as a mom to have my daughter, who was only 16, 17 at the time, to do that, you know, to get 2 jobs and help me the way that she did. You know, it brings tears to my eyes just even talking about it now. And that change happened, and I took the opportunity, and I went. And once my house sold probably like 7 months after that, I gave her a good chunk of money because I felt she deserved it. She, you know, she went far beyond what a child should do. Anyways, so back to your reading. And I'm sorry I went off. I just wanted you to understand that sometimes a change in the wind happens like that, and it will take you in a direction you never thought you were going to go in. But then it happens. You know, you create the prosperous life once this happens. Once you encounter an unexpected reversal that causes you the shift in direction, good things start to happen for you. So don't fear, because like I said, I took this job, not having anywhere to place to live. Once I got there, got the job, after my first check, got an apartment. I mean, everything just worked itself out. And that can happen for you, but you can't be resistant to it and be like, well, what am I going to do out there? I don't know anybody, blah, blah, blah. You know, you think of all those things and you think of why. But if you need the job, you need the job, right? And it's a good thing. There's, you know, if you have nothing to fear, it's good. Maybe the opportunity you sought went to someone else. Perhaps you pursue something that you suddenly realize is not your highest good. And maybe this new shift in direction, maybe that other position or opportunity is going to be your 100, where you should be 100%, right? We always try to control our destiny, but know that we can't control our destiny. We can filter out, we can do our part in getting a job. We can do our part in trying to find direction. But know that God has a plan for you. Of course, you have to have a plan for yourself and a strategy on the journey you're going to go on. But the thing is sometimes our plans are not what God feels is right for us. And so he'll do this shift. He'll do a change in the wind. And when he does the change in the wind, bam, a new opportunity comes for you that pays you more money, that pays your worth. And sometimes you just have to go with the flow. You just have to let things happen, as I did. And I did that. And yeah, I had to move to a whole other city and I mean state, and I had to do all of that. But God is saying, here, I'm going to start you out here. Now it's up to you to go from here. But this is the area. This is where you need to be. Now you can either move within this organization or find another company. But for right now, this is where I feel you need to be. And so he sets you there. So he switches. This is changing the wind and blows you a whole other direction. I hope that this message helps somebody out there who is wondering why in a relationship, wondering why in a career path, wondering why in your journey, and you're thinking and analyzing. Know that a change in the wind is going to happen. And as long as you put your intentions out to the universe and thank it as you've already have it, it will happen. It may not happen immediately. Trust me. It will not happen immediately. For some of you, it may, because you've already been working at this. For others of you, it may not. But know that there is a change in the wind, and it's going to blow you in another direction. And just go with it and see what happens. Because it may work out for your highest interest. It may work out that this is, it may turn out that that's where you're supposed to be, and you'll enjoy it. All right? All right, my lovely YouTube friends. Let's go make today a great day. And I'm going to try not to fall asleep at my desk today because I have nothing to do at work. So, yeah. I will try to make the best of my day if you promise to make the best of your day. All right? Talk to you soon.